This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, switch to his right, gets to the 20. He's on the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, gets back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Well, Walden's 27-yard line. 49ers into the backfield. Smith on third down. He'll take it himself for first down. And more. Alex Smith is in. Touchdown.
His left hip. Third down. Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in the post. And it's good. Touchdown. Touchdown 40. It is second down. Ryan takes the snap. Goes to slant to the left side. It's Russell. Intercepted. The 49ers pick it. And Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for a touchdown. No greater redemption.
Kaepernick shoots it. Hold everybody. Colin Kaepernick. What a game. Touchdown.
No audio.
No audio.
Boom! What's going on, faithfuls?
Man,
Nothing But Niners crew is back,
fixed.
and we are here to bring you guys another fun-filled episode. My bad. You know what I did? I have to unmute myself when I start doing my yeah. So I did it on the microphone instead of on the screen. So when I pressed it here, it muted it. It's all right, man. But fellas, what's going on? How y'all feeling today, man? Y'all good?
Good. Chilling.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Y'all a little relaxed over there, man. What's going on? Y'all sure y'all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoping for some more movement today, but it is what it is.
I like it a lot, man. We'll see what happens, man. Let's run through these formalities, and we're going to get down to the show, man. We want to thank everybody for checking us out here on the YouTube page. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on your notifications as well. That way you guys know exactly when we're doing breaking news videos, okay? Give us a follow on some of our social media platforms. We have Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But 9 ERS. That is the number 9, Nothing But 9 ERS. We have Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitch, and that is Nothing But Niners. That is spelled all the way out. Our episodes are immediately converted into podcasts. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, guys, make sure you give us a follow over there as well. Subscribe, rate, review, leave us all that positive stuff. 5 stars. You guys suck, but leave us 5 stars, okay? We'll appreciate that. All right. I am your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL. Over here on this side is my man, 49er Faithful 365. That's Nick. And then down below is Brian. He is Stater Niner with the underscore in between. What's going on, fellas? Again, how are y'all doing? I don't want to hear, I'm cool. Like, come on. Somebody tell me something bad that happened to them today.
Something bad that happened to them today?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, you got in the elevator, you thought you were going to be by yourself, and you farted, and then someone came in on the next floor.
No, I took my dad to the doctor's today.
Oh, this is going to get dark.
And no, it's not going to get dark. And my dad seems to be having like some more and more episodes of like dementia. Now, remind you, he had his aneurysm and stroke when I was 2, so that's 38 years ago, right? So we walk into the doctor's office. Well, first I say to him, Dad, you got everything you need, right? When I go pick him up. Yeah, I got everything. I get 15 minutes down the road, and he's like, oh, I don't have my wallet. So now I got to turn around and go get the wallet. So I go into the doctor's office anyway, and I guess the lady my sister told him about was this lady, Danielle, who works there. And so every woman that we walked up to, he's like, are you Danielle? And they're like, no, I'm not Danielle. Like, you're looking for this lady, right? So the lady's like, okay, Mr. Gaskell, such whatever. What's going on today? He's like, well, he starts telling the whole story about when he had his aneurysm again. So I had to listen to this story, and I keep telling him, like, Dad, They don't want to know what happened 38 years ago. They want to know why you're here today. And then he's like, well, are you Danielle? I'm like, so we finally get in the room and it's Danielle. And he's like, oh, you know my daughter. I'm just like, but the bad part about it is A, my dad's losing his mind, right? But I had to help. Then the lady was rude as hell taking an x-ray. She's trying to get him to hold. So he's having his left leg, right, which is his weak side from his aneurysm, has been hyperextending. So like when he goes to step on it and walk with his walker, it hyperextends and comes backwards. He's been telling them that it's been happening for 38 years. It hasn't been happening like that. It's so the lady, when we go to take the x-ray, she's getting frustrated with my dad because my dad can't keep his left leg in a bent position to take the x-ray. So she's like, sir, you got to keep your leg straight. I said, lady, he has no control of his left side. What are you talking about? He can't keep it. Well, you're going to have to put this around your waist and hold his leg here. And don't drop this because it's a computer. So I'm sitting here doing the x-ray technician's job. Like, and I'm just like, lady. And she was so rude. And then she walks out. I guess she wanted to smoke a cigarette because after he took her x-ray, she walked out the door with another person and went to smoke or whatever. But you could tell she took her frustrations out on my dad. But that was my bet. That was my fun day today.
There you go. See, normally people says, "Tell me something good." All right, Brian, you got to top that, man. Tell me about what. So nothing bad happened to you at all today.
Nope.
All right. Okay. All right. There's still time.
I went to work. I dropped the kids off. I mean, same day. Nothing unexpected popped up. It was smooth sailing all day.
Did you get snow?
It did snow for a little bit, but that's
a bad day.
No.
Nick is a hater.
I'm in the mountains, man. I'm expecting snow. Actually, I'm pretty pissed because we haven't gotten much snow this winter at all. I'd say total, maybe 18 inches total.
Let me see what my man Breezy's got. Breezy's got something bad happened to you today, didn't it, Breezy? Come on, you sat on the toilet and then didn't realize that the lid was closed until after you started pushing.
Nah, man, I definitely pay attention to that, bro. Nah, not today. Today was a good day, man. I'm ice cubing it all day, bro. Yeah, today was a good day. I'm trying to think of something bad other than the fact, I mean, schools are going to be open April 19th. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But like, other than that, like everything is good, man. Today was a good day. No 49er news, good day. So yeah.
Okay. All right, man.
Yeah,
all right.
If everybody's working tonight is bad. Yeah, it's that is bad. You getting that money though, dog. You getting that extra money working at night.
Yeah, you usually get a little bump up for the nighttime shift, So there's some positives with the bad. That was the point I was going to say with that. I wanted everybody to tell me something bad, and I was going to find positives and see. I was going to put a spin on it.
That Jedi mind trick don't always work, Mike. You can't always mind trick us, bro. See, I
can try.
You can't try, but we got you tonight. That reverse psychology.
Y'all just didn't cooperate. Well, we got you by not cooperating. Yeah.
we just telling the truth.
Keep putting them positive vibes out there, man. It's all good over here.
Yeah. Positive vibes, B. Like, positive vibes.
Pick a number between 1 and 5. No. All right, you got me. Like that's
Jimmy Garoppolo will be the quarterback for the 49ers.
I live on the left coast, man. There ain't nothing bad happening out here.
Left coast. I love it. Left coast.
Okay. All right. I like it, man. I get down with y'all. I like that. So, all right, guys, man, we got some stuff to get to. And I thought I had a video on my phone that I don't have, and I'm actually getting really annoyed with myself. But that's where I wanted to start this show. It was from Colin Cowherd. I believe, was it Colin Cowherd? Somebody was talking shit about GM, John Lynch. And I did not like that. And I was like, we're going to have to talk about this on the show. They were talking about the value of him. I think it was like a Jets Nope, that's not it. I thought I found it, but that's not it. I think it was maybe a Jets person or maybe the Patriots guy saying that. That's what it was. It was the Patriots guy. You can tell who the guilty one is. Look how big Nick's eyes are.
I thought my phone was vibrating. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm pretty sure it was the Patriots guy saying that. Damn, man. I really want to find this tweet. All right, y'all talk for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go on mute. Y'all talk. I'm sorry, man. I gotta find this tweet because I want to show the video on here and tell y'all my beef with it.
He's the worst teacher ever, yo. I wish you was at work and that happened, bro. You would have been fired. You got written up.
Prepared for shit.
You know what I'm saying? We the students, we sitting in here like this like I'm snitching. I'm telling the principal on him. He ain't got his lesson prepared. This guy. So, anybody see Coming to America?
I did.
Thoughts?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good. I'm trying to understand why people didn't like this. You know what? I got to talk about that tomorrow on the Extreme Show.
It's not the first one because the first one is obviously an original classic.
It was totally different.
But it was just, I like some of the lines in there. I thought some of it was funny. Like, I don't think they did. The storyline was cool, but I wouldn't put it, like I said, I wouldn't put it up against one, but it was a decent movie. It wasn't
you can't put it up against 1A because
right.
It's PG-13. So there, that's not fair, right? And so once Eddie became that family Dr. Doolittle, Daddy's Daycare type Eddie Murphy, you know, I think we'll get some raw Eddie Murphy. He's supposed to be going back to stand-up comedy. So
who do you think was the funniest in it?
That's a good question. It's a good question. I mean, Eddie had his barbershop guys
with doing references back to the first movie, though. They did a good job, is what I was told.
Oh, somebody said I fell in love with Rashawn Slater. Listen, I have Rashawn Slater in my top 5 when I did my Nitty Gritty Niners show, so I always liked him. The only issue about the only issue with Rashawn Slater and these brothers right here just had to remind me is that he's like 5'9" with alligator arms. And so, like, that's the only issue. But the dude is ridiculously strong. Hey, how tall? Let me ask you this question. How tall is Aaron Donald?
6'4",
6'3".
He's that tall? No.
It might be 6'2".
I thought he was short and stocky and gets low. Like a bulldog.
I'm looking it up now.
Thank you. Only reason why
he's only 6'1".
Right, so he's short and stocky and he gets low. He gets up under the pads of them guys and moves them out the way. Listen, if you watch that video, Rashawn Slater is front squatting, not back squatting. I counted 6 45 plates on each side. He did that jump 3 to 4 times. Yo, I don't care how short his arms are. Ain't nobody getting by this dude, yo. If he's that strong, frontwards, and he's quick on his feet. He ran a 4.88. Look, I'm not saying he's gonna fall to 12, but I think I gotta agree with Mike on this one, man. As much as I want Trent Williams here, we might have to draft a left tackle, man. I think that's plan B for the 49ers. I think plan A, try to sign Trent Williams. Then I don't think they try to test it in free agency. I think they go out and get a guy they can have for the next 5 or 6 years. What you think? Even if it's not him, I think they get out and there's a guy. I think they go and get that guy. What do you think?
I think if that guy is there, then you go and get him. But I mean, I don't know, man. I'm personally.
Don't put Mike McGlinchey in this conversation.
I'm not.
I know we effed up. Well, I know that's where we messed up. So I thought maybe you thought we can't draft linemen. That's how I think.
Well, I mean, the linemen that we have drafted, other than defensively, I mean, even defensive linemen that we've drafted are not, other than Bosa, like defensively, drafting wise, who else have we really killed it in the draft with? Defensively or offensively, line wise.
That's a good point. I can't answer that question.
Skill position.
I can't answer that question. That's a hard question to answer because I want to say Kinlaw, but we don't know about Kinlaw.
Right, he's too new.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't really know about him yet.
You didn't get the same kind of rookie season from him that you got from
Bosa. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be kind of interesting to see what they do offensively on the line.
Hypothetical question: do you think Nick Bosa would have produced as well as he did if we didn't have D Ford at the beginning of that 2019 season?
No.
God.
Well, he was better. I mean, there was statistically they showed
I don't
he was
think
better
Nick
when he was
Bosa
on the
breaks.
field.
I don't think Nick Bosa breaks 10 sacks again.
Oh, I like this conversation.
Wait, whoa, time out.
As
Again,
soon as they have
like,
someone
Well,
else
he had
on the other
9.5.
end, he'll be fine.
I don't think he breaks 10 sacks in his career. Like,
In a
For
single
his
season.
career?
no, for a couple years.
Ooh, I asked a question.
Guys, I just figured out how
I
Nick
asked a
lost all that weight.
question.
I don't understand that.
I just figured out how Nick lost all his weight. It's crack.
There's
There's no way. There's no way he honestly thinks that my man don't think Nick Bosa's getting 10 sacks in his career. Are you crazy?
I didn't
In a
say 10
single
sacks
season.
in his career.
I know that. You're talking about throughout the
Per
course of his
season.
career, he's
You
never
don't
going to
think-
get 10 sacks.
You don't think Nick
More
Bosa
than
is a
10
10 sack guy?
I said more than 10 sacks.
I kind of think I know where Nick going with this. He's going to be
And I'm
double
talking
triple
regular
team.
season, not counting postseason if the Niners make the postseason. If the Niners don't have help, they're going to double team the shit out of Nick Bosa. And we seen what happened when D Ford went off the field. He had 4 sacks for the rest of the year.
That's why I kind of see where
You
Nick
don't
going.
think people are going to game plan better for him?
And Nick coming off an injury too. I kind of see where Nick going with it, dog. No.
Nah, he'll be good.
All right.
It's just about finding that bookend on the other side, whether that's bringing back Hyder or
funny-
whatever he decide to do.
And that's not because I don't think he has talent. That's not obviously.
No, he's just going to be schemed. He's going to be game plan for it. Like
He was
they're going to put two
completely
people.
shut the hell down when D Ford went off the field. Completely.
He still provided a different. He still provided
Sack numbers, he wasn't shut down, Mike.
but he still
He had his
provided
pressures, but
he
I'm
still
talking sack
provided
numbers.
pressures. He still provided pressures. He was still a force to be reckoned with. Like,
Right, but in the end, when I say 10 sacks a year,
you said sacks.
pressures don't mean shit. 10 completed, finished sacks.
You said sacks. Who's on the schedule this season? We got we got a bunch of
lost last year.
we got a bunch of running quarterbacks this season because we had every running quarterback last season. I know we got Tennessee Titans. We got Deshaun. So we got Deshaun Watson. We got the dude from the Titans, Ryan Tannehill. They can run. Who else we got?
Jalen Hurts.
Who's the quarterback for the Colts? We don't know yet.
Wentz.
Colts, Carson Wentz.
We don't know yet. So we got him. Who else we got?
That money, it's Wentz.
That's a 7-sack game right there, bro. Oh my God. Hey, when Nick Bosa get his 10th and a half sack, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna wait for Nick to acknowledge his comment. March 9th, the same night that Biggie died, Nick died on this show. This crazy. This is crazy. I can't
That's
believe
not
it.
funny, but that's funny.
You doubled up on the take. I like you, bro.
I don't care.
That.
That's the way I feel. That he's not going to get 10 sacks in a season for probably the next 2 years.
Whew. Whew. That's big, dog.
Tell me why you're so sold on him getting
I
it.
tell you what, I'm glad you changed it to the next 2 years than what you said.
I said in the
He's
beginning for
saying
the next
this year-
2 to 3 seasons. I said that.
You said throughout his career.
No, I didn't. I said next 2 to 3 seasons. We can go back to rewind.
It's all right. It's okay. All
I
right.
don't know why
So-
people say Wentz moved like an 80-year-old man. He sure moved on the 49ers this past. Didn't Carson Wentz beat the 49ers by him damn self? If I go back and watch that Eagles game, Carson Wentz and that dude that was pumping my gas, that wide receiver that don't nobody know their name, they
Fulgham?
beat us.
Yeah, Fulgham.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Wentz was moving. He beat the Niners, so he can move.
Can I show you all my video? I found it. I put it in.
You forgot to raise
cuz,
your hand, Mike. You gotta raise your hand.
You told us to talk.
Sitting here telling me I was unprepared for class. Man, y'all funny. All right, it's cool. It's cool. All right. So here's the clip that I wanted to share with you guys so we can break this thing down here, okay?
I'm guessing is G. Jimmy G is still plan A at quarterback, and you'd watch the Teddy Bridgewater stuff as well.
Yes. So from what I gather from talking to people this week, over the past week, Jimmy Garoppolo is still far and away their plan A. That if they had to draw it up exactly, the optimal situation for the Patriots for this coming season is Jimmy G coming back here. And of course, that's all dependent on the 49ers doing something. Now, and I think we talked about this last week, the John Lynch stuff that's out there, don't believe anything that John Lynch says. Like, John Lynch really has no power there. He's basically, I guess he sort of runs personnel, but it's Kyle Shanahan's show from top to bottom.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Dang.
Who is he to
the
talk
Patriots
about?
organization? Come on, man.
Dang. Did he just come out his mouth and say that?
Bro,
He did.
listen, I was loving that clip until the last 7-8 seconds of it. Then
It was
pissed me
pretty
all the
cool,
way off.
right? And did you see my eyes?
Bro, I was
do a
fuming.
double
All right,
take.
let me exit full screen so I can
Right.
see the comments. I don't know if there's any contributions or anything. So if I missed
Oh,
anything, I'm
I'll
sorry.
do the contributions. Go ahead. I'll do that.
All right, so I like staying full screen because I want to see y'all facial expressions. So that video gives us a lot to talk about, but I want to start backwards, and then we'll get to the Jimmy G to the Patriots and their plan A and all
Did you
that
do this
stuff.
one?
I don't think so. Omar Valencia, thanks for the contribution. He says Trent Williams and draft a quarterback, or Slater and Jimmy. Oh, he's giving us an option: Trent Williams and draft a quarterback, or draft a left tackle and keep Jimmy.
Right. I mean that's
right.
how you got to do it. Yeah.
How y'all doing it? Which one you doing?
I mean,
Option
I
A or
think I
option
would.
B?
I think they both gonna call. Wait, Trent will be 20 million and Jimmy is 27 million a year. That's how we talking. That's what we're talking.
Jimmy's $23.5 million a year, I think.
And by the way, we hope Trent settles for 20 million a year. Let's just be clear here. We're hoping that's what he settles on, right? Isn't there a tackle getting 22 million a year? Am I correct?
That Bakati Kiari from Green Bay Packers.
Motherfuckers getting big.
God, he ain't even
All right.
play this season.
Oh my goodness. So
All right.
Which one?
Yeah, I'll
would you
go
guys
first.
do?
I'm going last.
Can I change it from Slater to somebody else?
Just pick a tackle.
Yeah, I would draft Darisaw
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and keep Jimmy if I had to choose between that.
You're not drafting Darisaw at 12, right?
Why not? If he's my left tackle for the next 10 years, then I'm getting him.
I feel like he gonna be lit. Oh, okay, I got you. Nick, Brian,
I'm gonna go with the second option probably.
Nick,
Until they can prove to me otherwise.
I don't trust. How can you listen? I understand that Slater looks talented. This guy plays center guard everywhere across the line, but he's this big. He's a bite-sized human being.
you cutting on short people now, bro? I'm only 5'8".
I'm talking. You're not a
you,
tackle
Mike.
in the NFL either.
Fuck you, Mike, with a motherfucker.
Tackle. You're right. You want him on the inside at 6'3", but it is
Right.
what it is.
Not a tackle. That's what I'm worried about.
I understand. I get that.
What's gonna be funny is that motherfucker gonna come to the NFL and wreck shop.
You also want a
That's
6'3",
exactly what he's
6'4"
gonna do.
quarterback, but Russell Wilson's been tearing it up for a decade. So
I'm just saying, yo, I like the talent is there. He has the best feet as a tackle in the draft. He's just short and stocky.
Well, you know what it is that when a bigger body gets like blown back, the recovery time and the get yourself back together is longer. With him, because he's so much smaller, it's like boop boop. Okay, I'm back in it. So like I noticed like the recovery and the reaction is just so much faster there with him. But it is what it is.
I got that one.
Nick, which option you taking, bro?
We're talking about AC Slater.
Saved by the Bell, dog.
Yeah, I was just messing around. Rashawn Slater's actually 6'3", bro. 6'3", 315 pounds, so he ain't a bite-sized guy.
So what are you talking about 5'9"?
He's 6'3". I was joking when I said 5. I said 5'5" with brown eyes, or 5'9" with brown. Like
you
the
said
song,
5'9" with brown eyes. That's like,
Smile like the sunrise. Y'all remember the song from the?
I do remember City High.
I was just trying to be funny.
Remix here
5'9".
to attract the joint. Ding, 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 ding. That's my joint.
I'm going with Trent Williams and drafting a quarterback.
I like that. By the way, they're both good options. I'll just be honest with you.
Either one. It's really hard to choose because A, you need to fix your offensive line for your quarterback to produce. But then if you fix your O-line and you get rid of a quarterback, you don't know who you're going to get. So it's like either way, it's kind of weird.
I think I would go with – I want to go with the first one, like signing Trent Williams. But you have to have that. Your quarterback has to be there. I still don't know who Kyle's guy is. I don't think any of y'all know either. So I think Jimmy Garoppolo might be the better option, and you secure your left tackle because you can always get another quarterback. But now you got that left tackle position secured, whichever left tackle you pick. So I would go with option B, but I really like the Slater guy, and then my number 2 is Darrisaw. He is my number 2.
We're all talking about.
My number 1 is Sewell. If you really want to know, he's the best zone tackle in this draft, but we ain't gonna get him.
Yeah.
I think if you don't fix the center position, you ain't fixing shit on the offensive line anyway.
See, I think we can get a center. I think we can get a center in free agency. I think that's going to be the move. But you're right.
That is the move, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're going to get a rookie quarterback or even keep Jimmy, you need someone to call out the protections because Jimmy's not doing it. So the way to fix this line is 100% to get a veteran center, not a rookie guy. Get somebody in here who's been around the league. Yo, throw the bank at the center from Green Bay. Throw the same system.
What's his age?
He's like 27,
29.
Oh, that's
28.
perfect. Yeah, I think I would sign
he should
him
be the top priority
over. I would sign him over Trent Williams.
Yes, that's what I would.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you could go and get Trent Williams, and you're going to have the same issue that you had last year, where the communications weren't working properly. You had Trent Williams throwing people under the belt. You had guys missing protections. And then you didn't see that when we had fill-in guys with a guy who knows how to play center in there up until the New Orleans game with Weston Richburg, knowing the scheme, the protections, and everything else to call. Because if you don't fix the center position, the line's going to play the same no matter who you put there. So that's to me, that's the biggest – to me, that's the bigger position right now, as in what to handle. And then you see what you have at the offensive tackle position.
Hey, I want y'all to read my man contribution. This is funny.
I'll read it. This donation sponsored by the letter W, T, and F, featuring Nick. Are you high too? I wish, but I'm not. But no, I don't. Look, I don't know. Y'all can hate. Y'all can do whatever you want. But if you don't have 10 next year, I'm right until the following year. So keep it coming.
But you did. But I swear that you changed your.
No, I'm saying as long as he doesn't have 10, I'm fine until that year he does break 10.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so this is what my man Teron, this is what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like trading back. If Darrisaw is your guy, you could trade back, gain a little bit of capital in the draft. And
the reason the team is going to trade back is because they might be able to get a quarterback that they like. They might be in range of a quarterback that they like also. There's a lot at play here. And this draft, I promise you guys that, well, all right, I don't promise you guys. I think that inside their war room, their draft board is changing with every selection. Like, I'm talking about the whole game plan is changing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that they're looking at, all right, these are the 4 quarterbacks we want. These are the tackles that we want. These are the corners that we want. And then when one guy comes off the board, this guy becomes a priority. And it's not just this is a list of 8, and then boom, this guy is going, this guy is going, this guy is going, this guy is going. I don't think it's that simple. I really, really don't think it's that simple. And, you know, if they're talking about doing this whole thing with Deshaun Watson, quarterback might be the last priority on the list. Because Nick, a couple shows ago, you said that you looked up the new contract of the post-June cut, and it wasn't what you originally said. But you never corrected yourself for Deshaun Watson. So
no, I said I accidentally picked trade. So if you cut, it was right. But when I did it the night before, I accidentally put it on trade where the numbers were crazy high.
Wait,
so the cutting was
be traded. He wouldn't be cut. They're not going to cut him.
Hold on. I'll look it up again and show you.
We signed Trent, who our guy in the draft.
Thank you, Teron, for that contribution too. Henry, thank you for the contribution, bro. If we sign Trent, who our guy in the draft? So you're saying if we get the left tackle, what are we doing with that number 12 spot?
That's what it was. I accidentally put cut instead of trade. So trade post June 1st is $5.4 million.
I don't know what that means. Ice? What the hell that mean? Like,
it was diamond-shaped ice, bro. You ain't see my ice?
Oh, but I didn't know if you was answering my man's question. That's what
just showing you my ice cubes. That's all.
That's what's up.
You all interrupted Nick's announcement. What you say, Nick? I'm sorry.
Well, you interrupted Nick's announcement by distracting me.
Put a visual. When I turn this to a podcast, nobody gonna know what happened.
Boys. Let Nick talk.
Whatever.
I accidentally, before I put cut instead of trade. So the correct numbers are when we did the trade. Pre-June 1st is 21.6 million. Post-June 1st is 5.4 million.
For a trade, if they trade.
For a trade.
Okay,
Cutting, now if you went to cut.
That's when you corrected yourself.
Right. It was 50.9 million.
God.
If you cut them. And if you cut them pre-June 1st, it's 67.1 million. So that's where I was like, wait, what did I do wrong here? But I accidentally put in the cut instead of the trade.
All right. So let's get back to this video, guys, because we have avoided it. Oh, God. Henry Lemieux. That's the name of the candlestick on Beauty and the Beast.
Henry Lemieux. I don't know if it's Lemieux.
Well, this guy's name is Lemieux. But the candlestick's name was Lemieux.
Like, yeah, it was French. Lemieux.
Yeah. If we sign Trent, who our guy in the draft? So if we bring back attack, but it's too early to say, buddy. For me, because we have to see what happens in free agency. We have no idea if we're going corner, edge, quarterback, like center. We have no idea until free agency gets. And this is why I haven't started doing mock drafts or anything like that here, because we just don't know. We need free agency to take place.
And to be fair, there's nothing to say that even if we sign Trent, that Slater or, since he's shorter, maybe they want to get him and put him in at guard. If they really like him, maybe they had that discussion. We don't know. So Slater could still be the choice even if we sign a left tackle. I would hope not, but it could be.
Yeah, Omar Valencia said you can still draft Slater, have him play guard until McGlinchey's contract's up.
So who said that? That gets rid of
Omar
Daniel Valencia. So no more Daniel, huh? All right.
All right. So thank you for the contribution, Henry. We really appreciate it, man. All right. John Lynch is just a mouthpiece. He has no power, but he's kind of in charge of personnel. What the hell? Can we talk about what John Lynch's role is?
He's the general manager. That's his role.
Like he may be like he and Kyle may have long discussions, but he's the one greasing the skids with the other people who are making the decisions to trade players. Kyle's not on the phone, That's John's job. That's what he does. He's working out deals, working with Adam Peters, figuring out who they want, and then making sure that Kyle agrees, and then he goes and makes that happen. So if it's not for John, some of those trades don't get made.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I like it. I just didn't like this guy coming at John Lynch saying that he's, it's Kyle.
He said he had no power, bro.
Right. Like the guy has no power, but Solomon Thomas was his pick. CJ Beathard was his pick. Jimmy Garoppolo was his trade. You're sitting here trying to negotiate a trade for the team that you cover by cutting out the man who made the original trade in the first place.
Dang.
Like it really, really upset me hearing and the fact that there's a lot of people within this fan base even that feel the same way that guy feels, that John Lynch is just like a figure.
Yeah.
That he's just a body up there. And that's just not the case. We have to stop acting like John Lynch doesn't have a role or a job within this organization. Nick, you're too quiet, man. What's up?
Well, I didn't want to cut nobody off, but I don't know why everybody thinks either way, because we have no clue what his role is. He is a general manager, but we don't know what his role completely is. For all we know, Adam Peters could be behind the doors doing most of the talking with people, the pro scouts and all them. And it could really be Kyle telling John, go look at these guys, see what you think, and come back to me and let me know what you hear, and we'll make a decision from there. We don't know. I mean,
to say that the man has
I'm not going to sit here and say the guy's right, and I'm not going to sit here and say the guy's wrong because of two reasons. One, he may have heard that from the Patriots organization who John and Kyle and Bill have dealt with. Who knows? Or he could be making smoke up. But somewhere it came from.
You really think that all the trading that this team has done since John Lynch has been here is from the brain of Kyle Shanahan? The manipulation of the draft board. You're telling me that you think that's from Kyle Shanahan?
I didn't say it was just from Kyle.
I'm starting to think that John is not.
I said in there that it could be Adam Peters. There could be other people behind the scenes that
Adam
is doing.
Peters is a professional scout. That's it.
No, he's not. He's an assistant GM now.
Yeah, now he is a
that doesn't mean he wasn't. That doesn't mean his role wasn't different.
He doesn't have anything to do with manipulating the draft board at all.
I'm glad you think that, because when John Lynch came here, he had zero experience as a general manager. You don't think that others were helping him with his job?
That's exactly why we trade so much, because he thinks it's a video game. That's exactly the veteran GMs in the league, the guys who've been doing this for 15 plus years. They don't move around as much as the Niners do in the draft boards. They don't get busy like that. You get one or two moves in an entire draft, and that's a lot for a GM. John Lynch is constantly wheeling and dealing. He has traded players during draft days multiple times. He has moved back into the first round a couple of times, back down in the first round. Like he plays it like it's a real video game. And that's the crazy shit that lets me know it's him, because all these other guys aren't making those kind of moves. You think Martin Mayhew was in here saying, hey, let's do this and this? Bro, you got fired from your last GM job. It was definitely not Martin Mayhew. It's not. And Peters is a scout guy. Who was manipulating the board? Like, it's not Prague. He's definitely not the one doing that. He don't have that kind of power. So if it's not John, then who are we crediting these moves to?
I'm just saying I don't think it's all John. I think it's a collaborative group thing between all of them guys of making the decision. And John Lynch has come out in press conferences or interviews saying that the group that he has together has helped him come a long way, and they make decisions together. It's ultimately
about personnel. You are 100% correct. Yes.
So therefore, I don't think that he may have the overall say because he's the general manager, but I don't think he's doing it by himself. I think it's a communal.
Well, right, you got Adam Peters. You make this phone call. I'm going to talk to the GM over at this team, and so get on the phone with that player's agent, and we're going to make this happen. You know, there's multiple people on the phones making the one movement, but those thoughts, like I'm sure that Kyle and John sit down and hack out a plan. Like, these are the free agents that we want to go after, and this is the priority in which we set them as far as who's number one, whatever. And then the team gets together, that head shed that, you know, those four guys or whatever, head of scouting, and not Mayhew anymore, but Peters and Lynch. And, you know, Kyle has his input that he puts in there, but Kyle's not involved with moving those players around. That's all that front office organization. At least that's what I think.
You don't think Kyle goes and says, you don't think Kyle says, okay, we can afford to lose this player, see if you can trade him? You don't think Kyle has that opinion?
That's exactly what I'm saying. They have a conversation, but he's not the one making that ultimate decision.
Well, no, because he's not the one. Legally, he's not allowed to call and talk to other GMs and things. That has to be the general manager to general manager. But
so that lets you know right there that
because we can do without a player doesn't mean that some other team wants that player.
Right, but what I'm saying is, don't think that Kyle doesn't go to John and say, let's ship such and such off, or let's try to get such and such. And
no,
then
we're not saying that, though.
Doing what he needs to do.
Right. I think that they have a conversation, like the head brass of the front office and Kyle have a conversation. But Kyle's not involved with the actual motions that it takes to make that plan happen. He's off doing head coaching shit, not player movement. That's what the GM's for. So the GM and his group of minions that run that front office are the ones making all that stuff. So I'm not going to say that Kyle's not involved, because I think that he is, as all head coaches should be involved with the player selection that's going on their team. But the GM and that front office is making that stuff happen. So for someone to say that Lynch doesn't have any power, or he's not doing his job, or not being a GM, or he's just a figurehead is bullshit.
It's freaking ludicrous. That's what it is.
Luda.
Let me read these contributions. Sean says Trent is a great player, but he doesn't seem to elevate the play of teammates. He also seems out for himself, not a ring. I think money throughout the O-line let him get overpaid on a loser. Agree or disagree with Sean? Thank you for the contribution, Sean.
When I said that Trent wasn't a team player because of his comments, I got roasted by the panel. So I'm just going to shut up and let you guys.
I disagree with this.
Well, I don't know that you got roasted. I know that for a fact when he was like, when he was like his third or fourth game when they had a blown assignment, and he was like, "Well, I was doing what I was supposed to be doing." That was bullshit. You don't do that, even if it wasn't your fault. You're not like, "Well, it wasn't me." That's not being part of a team. That's an I statement.
Mm-hmm.
Me. So that, I wasn't real fond of Trent at that point in time.
That's what I said. And yes, Sean, Balky did move around too, but not we have not had a GM move around to the extent of what.
Yeah, but how
he only moved around to get injured players.
Like, let me ask you that. Like, really, how successful? And this is an honest, like, I want an honest opinion. How successful has our drafts been? They have not been that successful.
That's irrelevant. The success of a draft
moving
is
all around, and if you're not successful, what the hell does it mean?
The success of a draft is irrelevant to how busy in the movements that take place. Listen, you can go out and get a guy like Reuben Foster, who was obviously the best linebacker in that entire draft, but he had character issues, right? If he shakes those character issues, you look like a genius because you traded back into the first and you got him. You look like an absolute genius. You can't control what that kid does. The reason he wasn't a top 5 pick is because of those character issues. So you're going to grade the success and the failure of a draft based off of an individual's motives and efforts.
I'm asking you a question, as in you say John Lynch is playing like a video game where he moves all around, but moving all around hasn't made this team successful because none of the drafts.
I disagree with that also because we've traded.
But hand in hand, if you move around, you want to be successful. You don't want to just keep moving around. And
the drafts are successful. A lot of people focus on the first round picks, right? But the deeper you go into the draft, the better John Lynch is. The better this team is with their draft picks.
I can name 2 players that were successful past the 5th round.
Who?
George Kittle.
Why the 5th when there's 7 rounds?
I said past the 5th round for the later rounds. Give me one person that's been successful that's still on this roster that has played significantly that's past the 5th round.
Still on this roster are 2 different things because technically Trent Taylor isn't still on this roster, right? But DJ
he wasn't successful. I said successful.
What do you define successful as? Trent Taylor was successful when his number was called, right? He was a return guy. He was a starting slot guy for the team. Was he not?
Yeah,
Adrian
Colbert. Before Trent Taylor got hurt, he looked like he was going to be a sure good pick in the draft.
Adrian Colbert.
He was in the 5th round. So I'm asking what's past the 5th round.
Adrian Colbert was a starting safety and played at a high level until year 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because we thought he was going to, yeah.
Julian Taylor showed promise, but he got injured, right? Everyone's hype on Jawan Jennings right now, right? We don't know what's happening, right?
No, everyone's hyped on Jalen Hurd, and we don't know what's happening.
Him too, but he was a round 2?
Round 3, I think.
Round 3? Round 2 or 3?
Jawan Jennings was.
Well, Dre Greenlaw, George Kittle are the 2 people Nick was probably going to name, right?
DJ Jones.
DJ Jones was another. That's the one I said first, and then I forgot about it because I started ranting. DJ Jones has been really successful on this team.
Caden Smith's been hella successful in New York.
Who?
Caden Smith.
Caden. Oh my God, I couldn't believe we got rid of him. Oh, that one hurt my feelings for real. Like there's success in the drafts in the later rounds, but there's more.
There's more failures than there are success.
No, that's not true.
How's that not true?
Well, I mean, that's across the board from 1st through the 7th round.
I'm saying there's more failures in this draft.
Tell me a failure after the 5th round other than Peter Tamopino.
A failure after the 5th round?
Yeah.
Julian Taylor.
I can't call him a failure if we're going to count injuries.
But he wasn't a successful player either. He wasn't successful when he was healthy.
He showed promise. That's one. Tell me another one. Ran off the list of 5.
I'm not asking show promise. I'm asking as a successful player in the NFL.
What do you mean by success? Like become an NFL starter? Like what do you mean?
Tell me one that failed then.
Well, what do you mean by being successful? Like becoming an NFL starter at some point? Like what is?
No, that's showing promise. Is Julian Taylor here anymore? Whether he had an injury or not, did he
He's
start
not here
for the
anymore.
first 2 years that he was here?
No.
Did he touch when we needed defensive line help? Did he touch the field when not injured?
Yes.
How much? Consistently?
Very
No.
little.
He was a 7th round pick. You want him to start? Like, what are your expectations for a guy?
But when you don't have that position there.
Do like Wayne said and define what you consider success after the 5th round. How about that? And then we could have a conversation.
Success is becoming a starter within 2 years of being drafted. That's
even from the 7th round, though. That's
becoming a starter.
That's a
stretch. Is that what you said?
On a line that is as depleted as it was.
Because starting is bullshit on that defensive line because they rotate people even when healthy. You know that, Nick. Don't make that face. You know this is a rotational
line that much. They rotate the interior.
All right.
And one side to the other side.
I won't argue then. All right. They don't rotate players. I hear you.
I didn't say they don't rotate. I said they don't rotate like you're thinking they rotate. They don't rotate every 2 plays. Like they'll rotate throughout a game. Obviously, guys get tired. But I just don't like I'm just trying to go back at you to where you say that he becomes more successful in the later rounds. But none of those guys are here anymore.
Do you consider Tim Harris a success?
Haven't seen him yet.
Okay.
He got injured his first year. Hasn't touched the field.
Is he still on the team?
He's on a practice squad.
Some guys are on this team because
what about Justin School
situations, though, guys?
No.
You don't consider Justin School a success?
No, because if he was a success, he would have continued to play.
Or we wouldn't be looking for a left tackle.
What about Dre Greenlaw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What about Mitch Wisnowski?
He was a 4th round.
All right.
Mitch, yeah.
Dre Greenlaw was a 5th.
Yeah. I'm asking you from 6 on.
Oh, so now we're down to just 2 rounds out of 7. All right.
I said after the 5th round.
Hey, look, no. You got it. They're all bad. They're all bad. But then what about the undrafted free agents? What about guys like your Matt Breida? Was Matt Breida successful?
And that's Kyle Shanahan. That's not John Lynch.
Oh, now it's
you're telling me that Kyle Shanahan doesn't pick his undrafted guys because they work out?
So Kyle Shanahan's only responsible for the successful people.
No. Mike, would you listen to me? What does John Lynch have to do with tryouts that come in? Nothing. The head coach is what's picking them.
He invites the guys to the building, Nick. What are you talking about?
You don't think Kyle Shanahan says, I want these guys to come here?
No. I think Kyle Shanahan says, I wouldn't mind these guys. What do you guys think? And like you said, it's a collective. That's it. That's from the beginning. That's even from draft prospects. That has nothing to do with anything.
Not every one of those undrafted free agents went through any sort of tryout. They just get called. Some of them are just they didn't get drafted. Let's pick them up.
What about Kendrick Bourne? Is he a success story?
Yeah, he is now. He's been there 4 years. Yeah.
What about Marcel Harris?
Depends on who you are.
He just got enough.
Yeah, he got an upgrade, but I said it depends on who you are. To think.
All right, what about Richie James? Richie James was a 7th round pick. Do you consider him a success story?
No, not at all.
A consistent contributor.
He's even lived up to any of his hype.
A consistent contributor. The hype. He was a 7th round pick. A consistent contributor.
As in what we thought he was going to be, a kick returner and punt returner. Has he lived up to the hype?
That's exactly what he was.
Does he live up to the hype?
If you call that hype as a 7th round pick, then yes.
Fuck out of here.
He was a 7th round pick. Nick, what were you expecting? Antonio Brown?
He's not our go-to.
Wasn't Antonio Brown a 6th round pick?
Yeah.
So hell yeah, I was expecting Antonio Brown.
So you're expecting Antonio Brown?
You're goddamn right. Only thing is the only team that could draft wide receivers is the Pittsburgh Steelers for some reason.
How about this? Somebody who's not on the Niners anymore. What about DJ Reed?
He was a success in Seattle. He damn sure wasn't one in San Francisco.
Right. He was on the fringes here.
5th round pick, starting in Seattle, looking damn good. Intercepted us when we played against them, right?
Twice.
That story. This team gets busy in the later rounds, bro. We can't pretend like they don't.
You're talking about a guy that's not even here being successful. Was he successful as a 49er?
He played. Yes, he played well, and that's why we were all shocked when he got cut. Every one of us was shocked.
Okay.
We did a live show. We were all surprised that he didn't make the cut.
They cut him because he got hurt, though. That he was injured, and so they let him go. And then Seattle freaking picked him up off of waivers and bang, bada, boom, boom. All right, Callie says, why do some fans give Adam Peters credit for our draft gems, but blast John Lynch for the draft misses?
It's because it's the narrative that people want to paint. It's the entire argument I've been having this whole show.
Yeah,
That's exactly what we've been arguing about the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me. It's like, oh, well, we like you, so we're going to attach these to you. We don't like you, so we're going to say you're responsible for everything negative. It doesn't make any sense. He's a freaking GM. He gets the final say. Kyle Shanahan said, don't trade up for CJ Beathard. We can get him later. John Lynch said, yeah, but I want you to sleep better. John Lynch did that, right? Now, because we don't like CJ Beathard, we're going to say that's John Lynch's guy. But if CJ Beathard showed up to be an all-star, we would be like, well, Kyle Shanahan really wanted him all along.
Right.
That's why he did it. That's bullshit. You got to credit John Lynch with credit. That's it. That's him. That's what he does, bro. John Lynch is a good GM.
Cut Jimmy, save money, build a bully roster, and get top talented rookie quarterback from my man from Ashford Turbo. Thank you for the contribution, Ashford. What do you guys think about that? Cut Jimmy, save money. I'm for that. Build a bully roster, get a top talented rookie. But so now we're talking about trading up to get this top talented rookie. Who's the top talented rookie in this draft?
I don't know, but if you're trading up, you got to cut Jimmy after the draft to make sure you get a quarterback.
Right, because if you cut him now, team's gonna be like, "Oh, they need a quarterback. Oh, we taking him, just because of our legacy."
Yeah. Think about this. We have Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster, and they're still attaching every quarterback to us. Imagine if we cut him.
Right.
Imagine if we cut him. Oh my God. Alex Torgenson's coming back to the 49ers, guys. Like that, it's crazy. Brock Rudder. All right. So can we get back to this video real quick?
Yeah. We're still on the video,
off of the John Lynch thing.
We all
Nick, by the way, thank you for that, because I do believe that we have to present both sides, and I like what you were doing. So thank you for that. Now, off of the John Lynch part of that video, my man said that Jimmy Garoppolo is plan A. Not a plan, but plan A for the pay. How can a player under contract on another team?
He said plan
A.
He said plan A for the Patriots.
Yes. Okay.
That's what he said. No, I don't need to hear it again. I believe you. No.
Okay. No. It's right here. It's in the first 12 seconds.
I got 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh.
But it's okay. Listen.
I'm guessing is G. Jimmy G is still plan A at quarterback, and you'd watch the Teddy Bridgewater stuff as well.
Yes. So from what I gather from talking to people this week, over the past week, Jimmy Garoppolo is still far and away their plan A. That if they had to draw it up exactly, the optimal situation for the Patriots for this coming season is Jimmy G coming back here. And of course.
Okay. All right. That job is all right.
Okay. Now tell me how someone else's quarterback can be your plan A. Not a plan.
I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know.
I mean, I'm sure Deshaun Watson is a lot of people's plan A's too. Like
no.
Like their plan is, if we want this guy, if we can't get him, we go to plan B. Plan A is always shoot for the stars.
I guess I see where Nick is coming from. Our plan A was Deshaun
go out and
Watson.
say we want to get Matt Mayoko on the show. That's our plan A. Right?
We'll
plan A doesn't work out, so plan B, well, let's bring Laura Britt on because she's his co-host.
Hey, Laura Britt, you would be my plan A. It's Women's Month. I would never say that.
Right, but I'm just saying, that's when you're making a plan A, that's your shoot for the stars of your main person or thing that you want. In life, you make a plan A. If plan A don't work, you move to plan B.
I get what you're saying 100%. Like 1,000%. That example you gave was great, but here's where it's different. Jimmy is under contract and controlled by another team. That can't be your plan.
But so is Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson. That's why I said Deshaun Watson shouldn't be anybody's plan A either. But plan A is to control what you can control. If the Texans decide not to control to trade him, if Deshaun Watson says no trade, same thing with us. If the Niners decide not to trade Jimmy and Jimmy says no trade, that can't be your plan. Right. That can be your hope.
Jimmy might be their fantasy plan.
Yes.
Like that's what we want.
Right.
But your plan A has to be something that you can actually accomplish.
Yes.
without relying on another team.
That's
and
the
there's
thing.
something to say that Jimmy wants to go back to work for Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe he doesn't love the Patriot way.
Well, he doesn't really have a choice where he goes. I mean, he does. He has a trade
He can not get paid, and he can go take a contract somewhere where he wants to be.
Yeah, but the thing, I understand where he's saying plan A. We know they may know that the 49ers are looking to trade him. We don't know. We just assume, like, we're all this talk that's about Jimmy Garoppolo out there in the media world. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. It could really be that Jimmy Garoppolo is on the block and really looking to be traded. And if that's the case, that becomes a plan A.
And he has the no trade clause. He has the no trade clause, and I believe New England is probably a place he wants to be. I mean, we don't know because we don't hear from Jimmy, but according to everybody out there, we shouldn't have to hear from Jimmy because he shouldn't have to talk to anybody, let anybody know anything. But so we don't know. But I would say,
to be fair, I don't think he knows. Like, if they decide to put him on the chopping block or trade him, from everything that we've seen, players don't get a heads up typically. It's like, oh, you're gone. Oh, I guess I'm leaving. We don't get a whole lot of players are like, yeah, I know I'm going, unless they initiate the trade request. But when a GM decides that he's going to trade somebody, he doesn't have to give that player heads up if they don't have a no trade clause.
What I'm trying to say is, like, I get it that Jimmy doesn't speak in the off season, right? Like, I get it. That's just not his thing. It's probably not a lot of players' thing. Some players talk. Some players let teams know, look, I plan to be here. I feel like Jimmy can shut all of this down, like, easily. Whether he's going to be here or not, Jimmy can be like, look, I'm a 49er. I'm going to be here. I'm the quarterback of this team. I'll see you guys in training camp, right? And until he's not here. But, of course, he doesn't. And so this is why all the drama is building up. Of course, New England wants the guy they drafted. Like, why wouldn't they? They don't have a successful quarterback.
A lot of it goes back to, like you're saying, Wayne, is where the whole conversation before was Bill Belichick wanted to get rid of Brady and keep
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Robert Kraft wanted to keep Brady. So there could be some hype to it. There could be something that's behind the scenes. But, as far as, like Brian was saying, Jimmy doesn't say anything, but he's also not obligated to say anything.
I know, but he can.
He may not even, like Brian was, and you were saying, he may not even know what's going on. As far as he knows, he's under contract with the San Francisco 49ers until further notice.
Gotcha.
And if he is on this team, God, I'm not even listening to pressers probably for the first 5 weeks.
I'm not.
It's all going to be about, Jimmy, how do you feel about all the trade conversation? Or Jimmy, how do you?
Let me ask you this hypothetical question, guys, before I get up out of here, right? How much pressure is going to be on Jimmy Garoppolo if he's not traded and he's the quarterback of the 49ers? He already struggles with pressure. So how much more pressure that he's been dealing with this offseason, if he's been tuning everything out, does Jimmy come in here and light shit up? Or does just Jimmy come in here and just is
No, it's Super Bowl or bust.
Damn.
There's no in between.
Especially with the Niners being able to save more money next year.
Dang. So that's a lot of pressure.
Hey,
if they don't touch his contract.
Sorry. What was that, Brian? I'm sorry.
There's a caveat to that for next year. That's only if they don't touch his contract. Will we still save more money next year? But if they have to
restructure, see what I'm saying?
Well, more likely you'll see an extension than a restructure. But
now, okay, all right. Mark says, not gonna lie, there has been some truth to the Raiders just traded Trent Brown to the Patriots. Today they're building that line. They are building that line. We just don't know for which quarterback.
Well,
right?
It doesn't matter what quarterback. You have to. A bad line is a bad line. I don't care if you have Peyton Manning in his prime back there, or if you have Mike Vick in his prime back. It don't matter. A bad line is a bad line, and your offensive coordinator is just stealing money if your offensive line can't protect to execute plays. So they're going to fix that line no matter what.
But they're bringing in familiarity with the system.
Don't win it.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Everybody was on that one.
Jimmy and Trent never played together, did they?
No, but Trent played on that offensive line.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Jimmy played in the system, so it could, that's where I think he's like kind of saying it could go hand in hand. You're bringing guys back that know the system, because you could have easily went out there and waited for free agency and signed a Trent Williams. You have a shit ton of cap space. You could have got somebody else, but instead you gave up draft capital. What was it? A fifth and a seventh they gave up. I don't remember what they got
for
Trent
Brown.
Oh, for Brown.
I thought it was third. I thought they just gave up a third. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 picks though.
I just sat here and said it to my phone. I forgot they just traded for him again. So I gotta say it again. Damn,
it was like nothing. They got like nothing for him.
Was it a 5 and 7?
Yeah, I think it was a 5 and a 7.
They're gonna trade for Jimmy.
A 2022 fifth rounder on top of the pick. Yeah. The deal has Brown and a 2022 7th round pick reportedly heading to Foxborough, while the Raiders will be receiving a 2020 5th rounder. So it was only a 5th round. And the Patriots got Trent Brown and a 7th.
Now remember this, guys. We traded a starting tackle to another team to be their starter because he was in a contract year. Don't forget that. It was a contract year for him. And all we got for him was a 5th. That's it. We didn't get anything else in return.
For who? Trent Brown?
What did the Niners get?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh,
I thought that's what you guys were looking up.
Yeah, so
I was asking what they got for the Patriots.
Oh.
Like if we only got a 5th out of that, man. All right. While Nick is looking that up, all right, check it. Dream trade. Patriots get Jimmy G, San Francisco's 2020.
We only got a 7th rounder.
Yeah, I was going to say it was trash.
Oh, no.
That's not right.
6'8", 355-pound blocker. The Patriots will ship number 95 pick in this year's draft to the Niners while netting a 5th rounder.
So we got a 5th.
In return from San Francisco.
Right. We got a 3rd and send them a 5th and the player.
Right. So we got a 3rd. They got him and a 5th.
They got a 5th rounder.
I don't think Orlando Brown Jr. is going to be super expensive like we all think. Just my thoughts. But, all right, check it. Dream trade. Patriots get Jimmy G, San Francisco's 2021 3rd round. Texans get New England's 2022 1st, New England's 2022 3rd, San Francisco's 1st, San Francisco's 2nd the following year. Niners get Watson and New England 6th. And I'm going to tell you that if you step back and look at everything New England gave up, they are not giving that up for Jimmy Garoppolo. That's my response.
So New England would have had to give up a 1st and a 3rd and a 6th.
They're not giving that up for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, but we're talking 22 first, and we're talking 20.
It don't matter. They're not
does matter.
that much.
Oh, but they get our third, a 3rd from us.
Right. New England is looking to, if New England is planning to finish, first place, they're gonna have the 32nd pick anyway, and so that's something that the Texans is going to get. New England always finds ways to bounce back after having a crazy season. So
yeah, so realistically, I mean, if you look at that, the New England they're only giving up a 1st next year, right?
Yeah,
a 1st
in 2022, yeah,
and then they'd be swapping a 3rd next year for the 3rd this year from us. So I mean that washes kind of.
What about their 6th in 2023?
Oh, and the 6th, whatever.
Where's the 6th at?
It's the one that comes
whatever.
Oh, at the end.
I'm pulling at the details. Like, yeah, whatever, Mike, whatever.
Like 5th, 6th, 7th round picks are garbage. I mean, as far as the value of them when it comes to trade, it's not that.
The Niners
much.
will take them because they have successful players. They'll take those 6th and 7th.
I'm not saying you can't get successful players. I'm saying when you're talking about trading draft capital, the 5th, 6th, and 7th round don't get you.
They're like 40 points.
Or less.
Not a lot. Yeah. But Mike, I had to throw that in there.
I know. I let it. I didn't even say nothing. It was cool. It was cool. Damn, man. All right. Fine. Be gone then. Fine.
Dad,
be gone.
Be glad.
I got all these topics and whatnot, and you want to just dip. That's cool. All right, so let's get back to it. So I want to talk about the value. We talked about the value of John Lynch, the value of Jimmy Garoppolo on the open trade market today, right? Let's first talk about Jimmy's value here in-house, right? By the way, Ashford Turbo, thank you for the contribution. Ain't no restructured. Jimmy is gone. It's a risk. All right, so we thank you for that contribution. And we don't know for a fact that he's gone, and that's exactly what we're about to talk about now. You entered the season as the 49ers. I want you guys to be as optimistic as possible, right? Let's talk about ceilings of all ceilings. Right now, we're just under $30 million in cap space. We haven't cut Richburg yet. We haven't done all this stuff to get, $34 million. We have Jimmy as our starting quarterback. We still have all our draft picks. We can do whatever in the draft, right? You paint the perfect picture of the 49ers, and you start the season, and Jimmy Garoppolo is still your quarterback. The free agency is over. The draft is over, and you have built this team. Tell me what the ceiling is for the San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo under center. And I want you guys to be.
It depends on who the center is.
You tell me. Where'd you get him from? Did you get him in free agency? Did you draft somebody? What'd you do?
So I'm good. I'm getting a center in free agency. I'm going with that veteran center. That's what Kyle Shanahan seems to want. He tried that with Weston Richburg. I'm not sure what they're doing with Weston Richburg's contract, but if I can go out and get a guy like Alex Mack, or if we can get and that'll even be cheaper as well. Like, you got a super veteran that knows his system, right? And then you bring him in here to play a couple of years or three. That might be a good upside, opposed to giving more money to the guy from Green Bay you were talking about. And so now Jimmy has a center. Now Jimmy has a guy that can call out those protections. Now you just got to figure out how to protect Jimmy. Right now, how do we protect Jimmy? And that's why I said now you can look toward the draft. You can even look toward free agency as well for the offensive line. There's some tackles out there as well. Now, so me personally, I would draft one. You can probably get a defensive end in free agency. Carl, he's out there. There's some guys out there that you can build this team with.
If Alex Mack is your center, he's relatively cheap because he had not only is he getting old, he had a really down year for his standards. So you can probably bring Alex Mack in here for $4 or $5 million a year, and you can still retain the services of a guy like Trent Williams, right? Then all of a sudden your offensive line is back where it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Right.
Remember, the offensive line is a couple of pieces missing, right? And so right now, your left tackle and your center. We have a left guard, we have a right guard, we have a right tackle. We're just missing a couple of pieces. And so you can fill those holes.
And you got tight ends.
And we got tight ends to help Chip. Yep. And so, but if you can fill those holes, right, I think Jimmy can be successful if healthy in this system. You got to put that caveat of him being healthy.
And that's what I'm asking you. So the value of Jimmy staying here is there's some value to it. Keeping Jimmy provides stability, right? And we can say what we want, but we all know that
he wins games, guys. Like at the end of the day, like he wins games with the 49ers.
Yes.
Like, that's what he does.
And playing any sport, it's all about rhythm and experience, right? The more you do it, the better you get. Jimmy Garoppolo may have hit a slump, but that doesn't mean that he can't get back to where he was or start doing better than what he was doing, right?
Right. I'm a little nervous, though. I'm not going to front.
You should be. No, that's fine. You should be. But I'm asking you, what's the ceiling? So you close your eyes, you wave your magic wand, and everything goes the way you want it to as far as personnel.
If everything goes the way I want it to, Jimmy
Garoppolo record.
Jimmy, if everything goes the way I want it to.
Don't talk about postseason, just our record.
I can see the 49ers being 13-3 again.
Okay. All right. Brian,
it'd be 13-4, wouldn't it? Isn't it a 17-game season next year?
Whatever you it'll be 14
this year. I thought it was another 16 this year.
Then it'd be 14-3. Don't try to put me there. Yeah.
No, I'm saying I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if it's 17.
No, Nick is right. Nick is right. I know they were talking about it, but I thought it had to be voted on. Right now it's still 16, right?
I don't know, but
all I know is if we did have a 17th game, it would be
I see us losing 3 games if the offensive line is intact and Jimmy Garoppolo is back at quarterback. I could see us winning 13 games. Why? He's done it before. B, why? And two, he just. I thought I said A. Two, I'm not kidding. You okay? I know we want to trash Jimmy Garoppolo. Nah, just people out there talking. We want to trash Jimmy Garoppolo, but let's go figure. When things are in check, the team moves like clockwork, right? Everything is working predominantly well. Jimmy's getting the ball out quick. Jimmy's looking good on these short throws. Still can't throw it long, but we can find ways to win these games. Yes, and the defense has the ball out. We said if everything is right, though, everything is right. And if everything is not right, then no. But if everything is right and I close my eyes, I can see us finishing the season 13-3. I don't understand why that's so freaking far-fetched. I just don't. Like it's we know Jimmy can score in this offense when things are right. The defense is we have money to build, right? And so everything will be fine.
And not only that, we know Shanahan will scheme the hell out of an offense. We know that Shanahan will scheme the hell out of an offensive play or a game plan based off of our opponent. So, Brian, I'm going to throw you in the spotlight here. Let's get this. Well, I don't want to get this contribution down just yet. Brian, you give your answer to the same thing. You close your eyes, you wave your magic wand. Free agency is over. The draft is over. You've got all the players that you want. Jimmy Garoppolo is still here under center. All right. Yep. I want you to give me your most optimal regular season output. What you got?
Based off of our home and away schedules already, I ran this and I did 14-2 on a 16 game. But if we go 17, then 15-2. Depends on who that other team is.
God damn. Y'all got some good shit, man. Bring Jimmy back. All right.
Okay. You got to think about what we're facing, though. I mean, like, I know we have our own division to deal with, but everybody that we're paying outside, not everybody, but we have to play the fourth place teams everywhere. So it's, you know, it puts us on a trajectory to have a very good season as long as everybody can be healthy and play at the top of their game. It's much like when we came off of 18 and went into 19 because we were playing lowest seeded from the divisions that we were playing.
All right. I like that. Now Breezy gave us one of his off-season moves. He said it would be Alex Mack. Did you have one of those moves in mind that you want to share with us?
Hello? Well, I don't want to use Mac.
You can use Mac again. I'm not. There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, look, if we're keeping Jimmy, we gotta.
Right, you're going to have to add pieces. You know, I like the idea of going and finding another defensive end. And you had Carl Lawson didn't get tagged today, and Bud Dupree didn't get tagged, so that's another potential possibility. Just all going to depend on what kind of money they want and whether or not that's what they're actually looking for.
Whew. Carl Lawson and Nick Bosa on the same defensive line.
Be fun, right?
Nick Bosa's getting 14 sacks this year.
I'd even take Carlos Dunlap.
Nick. All right. So you got us 14 wins, man. Nick, all right. Before we get to Nick, we're going to read his contribution so we can get it off and it doesn't cut anybody off here.
My mic was crackling out there.
Every time you speak.
Every time you talk, man.
Yeah.
This whole show, the mic was
crackling. No. It just started like 5 minutes ago.
Like it was about halfway through that last response that you had.
Yeah.
That's weird because I didn't do anything. Is it crackling now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay, it's time for me to go. That's probably
you got Rice Krispies in your mouth. You spoke it into existence. You know, it's cool. It's cool. But we'll see you later, bro. You be safe out there. All right.
All right. Yeah. Peace.
Later.
This one is the Patriots. I'm sorry. Hold on. Maybe we can do this like this now. All right. Yeah, I'm fine with this. The Patriots have a chokehold on us. 1, Jimmy has a no trade clause. The Pats know that. 2, we have limited cap. Do we let Jimmy walk, which is what they want, and free up the space, or keep him from New England and lose the other free agents? Who wants to respond to this first? Because if I respond, I'm going to answer everything. So who wants to go first?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think the Patriots have us on a chokehold. I mean,
I agree.
Like, I don't think it's a chokehold because we have to want to be able to get rid of them first. Like, the Niners have – If the Niners decide they want to get rid of it, the Niners are the only ones choking themselves right now. So if they decide they want to get rid of them and somebody's out there, then they're going to get rid of them. So I don't think they have a chokehold on us. Jimmy has a no trade clause, but he'll also be stupid if he doesn't accept the trade somewhere, because if the Niners say, okay, well, we're just going to cut you, then you're not getting paid anything. So you can take the trade and stay in the same contract and still make money, or you can get cut and have no money. So if the Niners cut him and save money, then that's, they obviously have a different plan with another quarterback. But Jimmy's safe until either A, he's traded. I don't think the Niners will cut him, or they get, for some odd reason, one of these outstanding rookies fall to them in the draft somehow or another. That's the only way I see Jimmy going, is trade, or if they get their guy in the draft in quarterback, which I highly doubt will happen. So, but yeah, I don't think the Patriots have us in a chokehold. But appreciate that contribution, Mark.
Yeah. No, the 49ers are in control of their own destiny, especially when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo. No other team has any say in it whatsoever. Cap be damned. They can restructure, so they control the cap number. They can cut him. They control the cap number. They can keep him. They control the trade clause. He has a no trade clause. There's literally, the Niners do whatever they want to do with this quarterback and the cap space. There's nothing to be mistaken about that. So again, like Nick said, thank you for the contribution. We really, really appreciate it. All right, we're gonna do can we win a Super Bowl with Jimmy? Honestly, Nick and Brian, I'll let you guys have it.
I'll just go easy. Yes,
I think so. I think you got to have a lot of other pieces as well. Like obviously this year upcoming, you got to address the defensive side of the ball along with the offensive side of the ball, and you have to stay healthy. The entire team has to stay healthy. I'm not even just going Jimmy. Because when we lose running backs and we lose receivers, that takes away from Jimmy. When you lose receivers and when you lose a quarterback, that takes away from your when you lose a receiver or a running back, that takes away from your quarterback. When you lose a quarterback, that takes away from your receivers and your running backs. But either way, I do think Jimmy could win us a game. And I think he technically, if things went different in that last Super Bowl, I think he would have won a Super Bowl. But there was a lot of factors in there that lost that Super Bowl. I don't think it was just all on Jimmy. I think the defense flawed. I think the play calling flawed. I think the execution of the players on the offensive side flawed. There were a ton of different things. I mean, we went back and looked at tape on that. The plays that were called, if the execution was right, they're first downs.
Yeah, but the execution was on who? Don't do that. Come on. It's okay to listen. We can still win a Super Bowl.
But you don't think the defense, the execution on the defensive side of the ball they gave up 21 points,
bro. Jimmy and them were throwing the ball and taking 3 seconds off the clock and punting. Like, listen, yes, the answer is yes, we can win a Super Bowl with Jimmy. I want to be clear here. Yes, we absolutely can. But Jimmy was given and gifted throws and opportunities to seal that game, and he did not execute. You can say the defense faltered, but the defense got tired because the offense didn't do shit. They were out there and they were right back on the sideline.
Got tired way before Jimmy didn't make throws. The defense gave up 14 points before Jimmy missed 6 consecutive throws.
What was the biggest lead in that Super Bowl?
10 points. What was the biggest lead? 17. I'm guessing off the top of my head. I don't remember.
And what was the score? What was the biggest score that you remember?
The biggest score that I remember?
They had 10.
20 to 10?
20 to 10.
Maybe
10-point lead. That's only 2 scores, bro. That's only 2 scores. What did we finish that game with?
Not enough.
My point is that the offense just fucking vanished in that game. But it's okay. I don't want to get stuck on that. The offense vanished. I do put 90% of the blame on the offense, right? And of the offense, I put more than 50% of it on Jimmy because the plays were drawn up and the people were wide open. You see Kittle right across the middle, wide open. My man down the right sideline, wide open. Jimmy just wasn't looking, or when he did throw to Kittle twice, which he did, they were batted down by not DJ Jones. What the hell is his name?
Chris Jones.
My dick came out. Chris Jones, yes. Chris Jones. That's the guy. So, like, they made the plays also. You know what I'm saying? But, like, the ball was coming out of Jimmy's hand. There was no one else involved in that. The route was run. The right play was called. Jimmy didn't get the ball to where it was supposed to go.
But the
defense didn't do their job either, Mike. I mean, come on. You got to be realistic. Regardless of if you're tired or not, you're in the fucking Super Bowl. You play until you cannot stand up anymore.
Jimmy Ward's blown coverage on the 3rd and 17 is what caused that game for us.
Jimmy Ward?
Yeah,
and
Jimmy
Sherman
Ward.
getting burnt by Hill and expecting somebody who is not.
I said Jimmy Ward on the
Thomas
3rd and
back
17.
there?
That was Emmanuel Mosley.
What? Jimmy Ward turned the wrong way, and he even said after the game that he went the wrong way.
He said what he was supposed to say because he's a leader on that defense. That was Emmanuel Mosley. Jimmy Ward's a safety. That was Emmanuel Mosley.
Covering the middle of the field.
Sherman got burnt by Hill too, so
yeah. It was out
he was
there.
anticipating coverage over the top that wasn't there. That was on the.
But I'm talking about if the 3rd and 17 isn't completed, the Niners win the football game.
No, you don't know. No, you don't know that. You don't know. We didn't score anymore.
Your percentage goes from 50% to like 80%.
We didn't score after that, and they beat us by 2 scores. So even if we stop one drive, they still win that game. You can't say that. Nobody should be saying that, and I hear it all the time. That shit drives me crazy. They beat us by 2 scores. That's one drive.
They were down by 1.
It doesn't matter what they were down by. They beat us by 2 scores.
There was like 2 minutes left in the game.
No. What are you talking? No. The game was not that close with 2 minutes left in the game, Nick. They by the 2-minute warning, we were down by 2 scores. What are you talking about? Okay. What are you talking about, bro? They ran up the score on us at the end of that Super Bowl, not the other way around. That game was not that close. Even if we stopped that, they score again on the following possessions, and we still lose that game. We're not down no damn one point with 2 minutes. No.
The last touchdown that was given up was the running back, and it literally ran like 35 yards or 34 yards.
Nick, you can look
Other
it up,
than
bro.
that, the second touchdown was off the 3rd and 17 to go ahead.
It's out there, bro. You can look it up. I'm trying to tell you that it wasn't no damn 2 minutes and we were winning that game. That's not the case at all.
And I'm gonna say for my part that while I'm not a huge Jimmy fan, it wasn't all on Jimmy either, and it wasn't even close to being the numbers you're throwing out there.
What numbers did I throw out there? Like
it was 90% or 80% of the offense and 50% Jimmy. Like that's not accurate.
It's 100. How can you say that's not accurate?
Because it's at a minimum, it's 50-50 offense defense. Everybody wants to say how much that Jimmy didn't do throughout the entire season, and that only the defense and the running game are the only reason we made it there. But as soon as we get there, apparently it's okay for them not to do their fucking job, and we'll just put it all on Jimmy.
I'm not everybody, bro. I never said that. But if you hold the Kansas City Chiefs offense to 10 points in the 4th quarter, your offense better be putting up points. And we did not do that.
Bro, we gave up 21 points in the 4th quarter.
21 points. Jimmy can't stop that.
10 points. We gave up 21 points in the entire 4th quarter. How is that all on the offense?
What does that have to do with anything that I just said? The
because
4th quarter rolled around.
Offense to 10 points. Nick, but then when it mattered, you held them to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd to 10 points. And the 4th quarter, you gave up 21 points when it matters the most.
Because the offense, how many points did we score in the 4th quarter, Nick?
None.
Okay, then, because the offense tired out the defense. That's what I just said. I just said the same thing.
Okay.
Just 2 different points of view, man. That's all it is.
We're moving the ball. The defense is getting some rest. They're getting some first downs. They might not score on every drive, but the defense is resting. We were on those boys. They couldn't do anything.
And if Kyle had better clock management, then it wouldn't be on Jimmy either.
What?
I say if Kyle would have had better clock management in that 4th quarter, then it wouldn't have been as much on Jimmy as what you guys say it is.
Kyle drew up gimmies for Jimmy Garoppolo. Kittle was wide open with nobody within a 6-yard radius around him. Jimmy throws a dart instead of lobbing it over the defensive line, and it got batted down. That's on Jimmy.
I got it. It's all Jimmy's fault. Jimmy lost everything. Fucking get rid of Jimmy. Let's go. Next quarterback. Next subject.
What game did I watch that nobody else watched? I don't understand what we're discussing here. What should have changed?
Because you're not giving enough blame to the defense. You're putting more blame
I said the defense gave up the points, and then I'm telling you why they gave up the points. I didn't say they didn't give up the points. 100% they gave up the points.
No, but you said 90% of it was on, you said whatever it was, percentage-wise, that 90% of it was basically on Jimmy Garoppolo. That's not fair. The defense fucked up too. The defense blew coverages and gave up points and put the offense right back on the field. Like, you stop the 3rd and 17, the game is a whole different game. You said that on the show.
It's not that different because that 3rd and 17, there were still like 5 minutes left in the game, Nick. They scored twice after that.
They scored twice after that. They scored one to go ahead, and then they scored the one that was a fluke touchdown where he wasn't even in on the last touchdown.
That's all my point is. That's all my point is that they scored.
My point is, if you stop them at 3rd and 17, they don't get those 2 additional scores. Okay, you still have a chance to run out the clock. So your play calling and stuff would be different. You don't even give them the opportunity to get the 2 scores again. Instead, you gave up the 3rd and 17 where you could have clock managed and kept the clock down and not give them the ball back.
How can you clock manage, bro? They were stacking the box and Jimmy couldn't make a fucking 3-yard throw. How can you clock manage?
I'm trying to see
exactly the ball and they took away the little passes. What were we supposed to do?
What did we do all season, and why did we change it?
It wasn't all season because all season long the run game was successful. So they said, all right, we're going to take that shit away from you. Now beat us. And Jimmy couldn't do it. That's what happened in the Super Bowl. That's what happened in 2021. Like, we just saw the
same thing happen. That's what happened in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl, the last 6 minutes of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they made the adjustments that carried over into this season.
And our defense didn't the fucking make adjustments to the Chiefs' play at all. The entire season, they watched Kelsey and Hill run all over everybody. The last 6 minutes, they held them in content, didn't have anything happen like crazy plays. In the last 6 minutes, those 2 blew up all over that thing. Sammy Watkins, Hill, and Kelsey.
Yeah,
our defense failed that fucking team. I don't care how tired they were. You want to talk about tight ends having a job? You want to talk about certain players on this team doing their job? You have to understand the defense also has a fucking job to do. And just because they were tired doesn't mean that we don't have a rotation.
Why are you doing tired and air quotes, bro?
And continue to win. The defense is just as much at fault for losing that game as Jimmy is.
All right. Hunter Lee says, I have to agree with Nick. Draft day trades up only looked good on draft day, but have been misses like Dante Pettis. Lynch makes the decision, but only with Kyle's input because it's his offense. Okay. I'm gonna make it known that we've traded up more times for defensive players than we have for offensive players, but I digress. Here's another one here. I've been saving this one on the screen for a long time here. It says, what do y'all think of Kellen Mond?
I haven't even watched him yet.
I haven't watched him.
Don't waste your time. Kellen Mond is a cool 4th or 5th round pick. That's my take.
Well, Chris Sims said he's the number 3 quarterback in the draft. What are you talking about?
I'm not doing this with y'all, bro. Y'all been baiting me all night long. I hate planning shows with y'all. I had a whole itinerary here, and this is what we do. These comments, these contributions, and they just get us arguing. All right. Callie said, and if I missed another one, I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to keep scrolling. I'm sorry, but how the hell are we going to let Kyle off the hook? Kyle ran the ball only 7 times in the second half. How many times are you supposed to run the ball with 8 or 9 men in the box? Someone tell me.
You were still averaging 6.4 yards per carry.
He was not against 8 or 9 men in the box. He was averaging that at the beginning of the game. And when they started stacking the box, what happened?
That was his final average that game, 6.4.
Because he stopped running the ball. If he had kept, all right, you're right. You're right. I'm not.
We should probably not talk about that Super Bowl game anymore.
Y'all are just like saying shit. Y'all are just saying shit that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense to you
because you don't want to see it.
It's not about me not wanting to see it. He stopped running the ball. We were averaging 10.1 at one point in the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about it's this other side of the ball. You don't want to say.
What I'm saying is,
Mike, hold on.
You guys are moving the goalposts right here. We're talking about the run game, right? We were averaging 10.1 yards a carry in the Super Bowl. They start stacking the box. That average fell to 6.2 or some shit like that. And you're saying we should have kept running the ball. No, they changed their defense and they took away the run. We supposed to keep running the ball to protect Jimmy? Make a fucking throw.
Your 2 last touchdowns in the Super Bowl were with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. Like I said.
How did 2 touchdowns happen in the same seconds?
2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game. They scored 2 touchdowns with 2 minutes and 26 seconds left in the game.
What was the final score of the Super Bowl?
31-20.
Okay.
They scored 14 more points.
You said that there was less than 2 minutes left. There was never less than 2 minutes left in that game where we were winning.
17, it was 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
There was never less than 2 minutes left in that game where we were winning, Nick.
Listen to me. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Touchdown. 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. Touchdown.
2 minutes and 40
13
seconds. Nick.
13
seconds and 40 seconds left. Listen to me. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Touchdowns within 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
2 minutes and 40 seconds. What's the score?
2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's 2017. Niners are leading.
Okay. Now, when's their next touchdown?
From 240 to 226.
Okay. So in 20 fucking seconds, the 3 and out that I'm talking about, they scored again. That's on Jimmy, bro. That's on the offense.
But that's why I said,
Nick.
If you
that
listen
was my
to me,
point.
Bro, and that's why I said if you stop the 3rd and 17, it's a whole different ball game.
It's not a whole different ball game because they
You're
scored
less
twice
than,
after
you're
that.
less than
Nick.
3 minutes.
They scored twice after that, bro.
3 times after that.
No, the 3rd and 17 was the second to last time. They scored twice after that, I said.
The 3rd and 17 was before the 2 minutes and 40 second time.
No,
I'm
it wasn't.
looking at it right here.
You see the 3rd and 17? What was the minute marker? The 3rd and 17 happened with 3 and some change on the clock, Nick.
3rd and 15. 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
Huh?
4 minutes and 13 seconds.
That's way before then. That's my fucking point.
It's a minute
That's way before
then.
the 2 minute mark.
That's your point. They lost it because that was your point.
4:13. That's a minute.
And the offense came back out, and in 20 seconds, the Chiefs offense was right back on the field because we couldn't make a fucking first down.
And the fucking secondary couldn't cover the 3 goddamn receivers they know that they've got and can't handle anyway. So it's 50-50, you know, half a dozen this way and 6 of the other, Mike.
I don't know.
You can blame it on Jimmy. I'm going to blame it on the secondary.
What else was Kyle supposed to do? Keep running the ball with a stack box or give easy throws to his quarterback to make, which he couldn't execute? You guys told me what Kyle was supposed to do.
That's the thing. I'm not saying that Jimmy's not at fault. I've never once said that Jimmy wasn't at fault, but I'm not giving him 90% of the reason as why we lost. You're not giving the defense any reason as to why we lost.
I never said that he was 90% of the reason. I said that the offense was 50% of the reason, and of that 50%, Jimmy was 90%. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? The defense gave up the points. I blamed the defense. And I said, but the reason the defense didn't do it was because the offense couldn't stay on the field. We went 3 and out back to back, and they were tired. And I said the reason we went 3 and out was because of Jimmy Garoppolo. 90% of that loss of the offense is on him. That's what I said.
And we see
Kyle couldn't run the ball, and he couldn't draw up passing plays. What else was he supposed to do?
Burn the fucking clock.
How? Take knees?
Run it and wait. Even if you go 3 run plays, you're still burning more time than you are doing 3 pass plays.
Tony, what was he supposed to do?
Oh, God, please, let me talk. I got to get in here, okay? Number one, it's not all on Jimmy. I will say that, okay? But the majority of it, the brunt of it, is on Jimmy. The defense was gassed by the fourth quarter because they could not convert on 3rd downs. That is a major issue. Now, in the first half, they were able to run the ball, But once the second half came around, that was it. They stacked the box, they couldn't run, and they forced Kyle to call passing plays, which obviously Jimmy could not execute. That is the issue. I know the 3rd and 15. I totally understand that. Whether it was a blown coverage on more than likely, I think it was Mosley. But you guys got to realize something. That defense was shot at the end of the game. And when they scored those 2 quick touchdowns, you saw it on the second touchdown. That defense just flat out gave up because they were on E. They had nothing left. And that is the problem. That is on Jimmy and the offense. You can't run versus an 8-man box. Yeah, sure, you want to run against an 8-man box and just burn the clock out? You could do that, but guess what? You're still going to have to punt the ball. It's it. You have to throw the ball. You had to throw the ball because with an 8-man box, as much as they're stacked on you, you got to get those guys out of the box, and the only way you're going to do it is by throwing the ball. They did not respect Jimmy Garoppolo at all in that game. At all. They knew it. Spagnuolo knew it. He blitzed the shit out of him, and he stacked that box. And that's all it comes down to. Is it coincidence that our run game took over versus the Minnesota Vikings when Eric Kendricks all of a sudden became a fucking 49er and 2 balls hit him in the face and he dropped them? Kyle took the ball out of his hands because he didn't trust them. But the running game was running. It was going. And it went right into Green Bay. And that's what got this team to the playoffs, not Jimmy. And that's all it comes down to.
Bro, I've been saying the same thing the whole show. The whole show is that in the Super Bowl, we're not going to let the run game
you did not put any ownership on the defense at all. Your numbers were backwards from what you said later in the show. In the beginning, you said it was 80% on the offense, and 50% of that was on Jimmy.
That's exactly what you said.
If I said that, it's the same premise, guys. The defense held them to 10 points in the 4th quarter when they could breathe. That's been my argument the whole time.
I got it. The secondary did everything they could do, and the refs made all the great calls, and everything was Jimmy's fault that we lost. We got it. I understand. We can move forward.
Holy smoke.
2 fucking seasons ago.
I don't understand.
That ball with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, and we gave the ball back up at we punted. Oh no, I'm sorry, 3:04 we had it. We punted the ball away. They scored with 2:40 left.
Wait, 3:04 we got the ball. What time did we punt the ball?
No, we punted the ball at 3:04.
When did we get the ball then before that?
8:53.
I think it was a quick possession.
Kansas City scored with 8:53 left. Then
there's no way we had the ball for 5 minutes and punted. It's not physically possible. It's not physically possible. It's not physically possible, bro. There's only.
Bro, look, I'm looking at it right here. 11:57, right? Moser, right tackle to San Francisco, 26 for 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Jimmy Garoppolo pass short middle to George Kittle, 38 for 12 yards. 10:37. Raheem Moser, left guard, San Francisco, 39 for 1 yard. That was a first down. 2nd and 9. Takes it to 9:52. 3rd and 9 to 9:47. 3rd and 14 to 9:47. 4th and 11, we punted. Then Kansas City had the ball from 8:53 to score the touchdown with 2:40 left.
Okay, Kansas City. The way you just said it before that, you said
we punted and they got the ball and scored and gave it back to us with 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
So then I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying we had the ball from 8 to whatever. That's why I said there's no way we had the ball that long and punted.
We had the ball from 11:57 to 8:53.
Yeah, that was the last good drive we had, bro. That's not good enough.
Then we gave up the touchdown. Now it's 20-17.
Go ahead. Tell me when we got the ball and tell me when we gave it back.
8:23 to
6:54.
Touchdown at 6:13.
6:13.
Yep. And we had the ball from 6:13 to 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
So not even a minute and a half. We had the ball for a whole.
San Francisco's 20,
How many runs were in there? 2 runs?
Mostert ran for 5 yards. Jimmy incomplete pass. Jimmy incomplete pass to Kendrick Bourne. Punt.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only success was the run play on that in that drive.
But that's what Brian was saying. Continue to run the ball. You were being successful. You just got 5 yards on one.
Stacked the all right. I don't want to do this again. You're
Hold
right.
on.
Hey, no. You guys are right. The defense should have done more, and Kyle should have done a better job of protecting his quarterback.
And Jimmy should have made the fucking passes. I'm not taking that away. I just wanted the equal distribution of.
I don't know why you keep thinking that we're not blaming Jimmy.
I haven't heard you guys blame Jimmy one time in this portion of the show.
I'm not saying that Jimmy's not to blame. I've already said that 5 times, Mike.
You guys are attacking me because I'm saying Jimmy's to blame. What are you talking about?
Because you're not putting any blame onto the defense.
I did put the blame.
Wait. But the problem is it's tied together because Jimmy wasn't converting on 3rd downs and, extending the drive. The defense wore out. So it's a 50-50 thing.
Which is what
if you know that your quarterback can't make the throws, then you run the ball and you burn the clock, even if you're not getting a
But Brian, what are you supposed to do? Like, I don't understand. You could pick up. I don't know. I don't know.
They stacked the box. You can't keep running. There's nothing you could.
But if you go 3 and out, it's no different than 3 incomplete passes, except for you can burn the clock or force the opponent to use their timeouts to stop the clock. So the clock management sucked, as far as I'm concerned.
They didn't need to stop the clock. They didn't need to stop the clock because they had enough time, even without letting the timeouts go. We were over 3.5 minutes. They didn't need to stop the clock because they had another possession plus the 2-minute warning guaranteed. They didn't need to stop the clock. And so Kyle was trying to win the game because they're stacking the box. We need to convert 2 first downs. The best way to do that is with passes because they're stopping the run. That's just the game plan, guys.
But if you already have lost faith in your quarterback to make those throws, then you run the ball into a brick wall and you burn 45 seconds off the clock. Or make
if you're losing? But you were losing. How do you?
I'm talking about before we were losing.
Okay, you're right.
Apparently, no one is right, so it's not. I mean, you can just give up, or everybody can quit arguing, whatever.
We ran the ball one time. We got the ball back with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left, and Raheem Mostert took off for 17 yards. We did not run the football one more time after that.
What do you think happened after he ran for 17?
Exactly. They adjusted.
Oh man! Hey, I tell you what, just go back and watch the 4th quarter. It's painful, and I've done it. I've done it a lot of times. Go back and just watch just the 4th quarter, right? And you guys, I promise you will see them. If they didn't care, they were playing the run on the way to the quarterback. They were just blitzing, all out blitzing. We're either going to get the running back early, or we're going to get to the quarterback who has the ball. They didn't care, bro. That's all I'm saying. They didn't care.
100% of the time where I said that there were plays that were designed open and Jimmy missed them. But I'm not just putting all the blame on Jimmy Garoppolo for losing that Super Bowl.
I never said 100% was on Jimmy. I put a certain percentage.
I'm not giving 90% to him.
No, not true. I put a certain percentage on the offense, and of that percentage, I put 90% on Jimmy. There's a difference.
All right, just real quick. Well, the first drive when we had the ball and we came out, right? What did we do? What were the first series of plays? It was Debo running on the outside. Why is that? Do we know? I know.
Because they were destroying the inside, and we couldn't run out there. So we had to
It was to get them out of the box, so they attacked the edges. That's the only way they did it. And what happened? They got it. So what happened? They adjusted. They took away the edges. Then we started running inside the tackle, off the
Lost him.
Oh,
in out, start coming in. It's all tied together, guys. It's sorry to say it, but if you can't see it, there's something wrong. It's all tied together. Every time Kyle tried to do something, they had an answer. And it's not because of Kyle, it's because of failure and execution, mainly from the quarterback spot.
That's all I said.
Because we know you hate Jimmy. We got it.
Brandon Trejo
Brian, it's not even that. Come on, bro. I mean, you see, it's black and white.
Has been actually potentially available. Like, he's coming to the Niners. He needs to come to the Niners. So we know you don't like Jimmy. I'm not a big Jimmy supporter. I just want fault to be across the board.
First of all, I never said every quarterback needs to come to the Niners. How about this?
We have to upgrade.
Yeah, who they attack? Richard Sherman.
Yep.
we have to upgrade the quarterback play, right? We all agree to that.
Fucking joke. Got an all-pro tight end.
All right, Tony's
sitting
breaking
in the
up.
middle of the field doing jumping jacks, and the linebackers aren't even looking at him.
Brandon Trejo, thanks for the contribution. If Jimmy gets 2 first downs, we win. Callie says, explain Green Bay and the NFC Championship game. Green Bay loaded the box. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tony spoke on that when he first jumped on, so we won't revisit that. Oh, man. I can look at the comments pissing me off so much because this is the shit that they like. This is the stuff that we like. These are the kind of episodes where no one texts in our group chat, which is active all day long for the next 7 to 12 hours, because we're all sitting here screaming at each other. And look at all the flame emojis in the chat. I hate you guys for liking this kind of shit. Like this is not good. This is not good. We're in here like ripping each other apart, and they're like, "Yeah, bravo!" Like, that's what we want to see. Brandon chimes in again. He says, "Losing the game, no, but I blame Jimmy 100% for not closing the game." And there is a difference. I understand what you're saying, but I'm not going to put it 100% on Jimmy. I didn't do that before. I'm not going to do that now. I still think that there was a big deal there. 2 false starts, 2 batted balls. That's on the O-line. It was the team's loss. And that's fine.
And Bill Vinovich not being the damn referee for a 49ers game.
Right. No, I don't think a single person on this entire panel said it's 100% on Jimmy. I know I didn't. I never put it 100% on even on the offense. So we got to keep that into perspective, guys. But the team can learn. I swear to God, this whole segment started positive with, if Jimmy comes back, what's the positive that you can see? I promise you guys. No, it's not therapeutic because I'm stressing. We got to do another show in freaking 41 minutes. Like this is nerve-wracking. You guys better be there. All of you guys, we got another show coming where we only answer your questions. You don't need to make contributions. We have another show coming at midnight, so you all better be there, okay? I wanted to talk about Mike McGlinchey tonight. I wanted to talk about so many more other things here. Let me see. I had a getting to know you segment planned. Like this all went left and just stayed left. It never came back around. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Plan A. We talked about that already. Let me see if there's anything else we can get in here in the next 10 minutes. No, I'm just gonna stop. We got left tackle market, but we'll get into that because I have to pull up list and everything. Jimmy's trade value and no trade clause. Patriots want Jimmy. I mean, look, we've been talking about Jimmy. We all think that we can win with Jimmy. We think that if we shore up the rest of the team, and yeah, man, I might be doing the 12 o'clock show with a cigar outside. I swear. Like, if I can find a small cigar in my bag, I might be outside doing this 12 o'clock show. But
nice out at least.
Huh? I
said you should. It's smiling nice out.
I know, right? Today was a beautiful day, and I worked until really, really late. But damn, what was I saying just now?
I don't know.
Jimmy's
great. We got off topic, and
I think
we can still win with Jimmy.
Of all the Jimmy talk that we just had, I think what I'm realizing from this Jimmy is their plan A talk and all that, whether it's true or not what that guy said. You know what that confirmed to me? Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value outside of the minds of 49er fans is higher.
Yeah.
It's higher than what I originally thought. Because if somebody told me, hey, we'll give you a 5th round for Jimmy Garoppolo, I would have jumped on it. But hearing that guy say that that's their plan A, even if he's wrong or he's lying or making that up, that tells me that people still view him in a positive light. And so I wanted to ask you guys really quick, what's the highest trade round you think we could get for Jimmy Garoppolo? With that in mind, keep that in mind that this guy is going on a public forum and putting his name and face behind it, saying Jimmy Garoppolo is the Patriots' plan A. All right, so that completely changes the scale for me. Let's start with Tony. Tony, you just jumped in. Knowing that people view Jimmy Garoppolo that way, what's the highest compensation you think we could get if we were to try to trade Jimmy? I think Jimmy might be worth holding on to now after hearing this. But what do you think?
I mean, the highest I think would be a 2. I think they can get a 3, but it also could be if it's part of a package where they move up into like they do something with the first round, and it involves like multiple picks with Jimmy. I saw like a 3-way thing on Twitter the other day, but I would go to highest 2, but I think they go over to 3.
Okay, 2 or 3. Symmetry posted the 3-way trading here again. Brian, let's go with you next. You're up there in the corner. Let's get you next, then we'll finish with Nick.
No, I agree with Tony. I think that's a good spot for him. The only thing that would make me think any different is if there is any truth to this, and for whatever reason the cat's out of the bag from New England, that he's their plan A, then you can overcharge. So I mean, if that's their plan A, then they want to pay a first round for him, then milk them.
Yeah. Ashford Turbo with a $4.99 contribution says, as long as Jimmy G is the quarterback for the 49ers, no defense will God, there's another contribution. No defense will respect Kyle's offense. And I think they won't respect certain parts of the offense. I think they'll continue to dare Jimmy to beat them passing, but that run game is 100% going to get respected. If they didn't respect the run game, they wouldn't stack the box. That's going to happen in the Kyle Shanahan offense or a Mike Shanahan offense. That's what the Shanahans do well. They run the ball very well and very effectively. So there's parts of it all. Joseph, I don't want to butcher your last name, no disrespect. How come nobody talked about the 2 shots to the head Jimmy took, no penalties? Those both were in the second half and would have changed things. And Brian talked about Benovich in his lack of – is it Benovich? Winovich?
Benovich, Bill Benovich.
That's where I got the beef from. Brian talked about the lack of, officiating from them, the holding on Nick Bosa. We talked about all that stuff, but
the OPI on Kittle. Come on now.
Yeah, even with all that in there, I just feel like if we could have executed on some plays, it's a different game and a different outcome. There's bad calls and missed calls on both sides of the ball in every single game in the NFL. That's unfortunately the human aspect of it. Until they go completely digital, we're going to get those kind of things, right? So you kind of have to just roll with the punches. I will say, watching this last Super Bowl, I say the first quarter and a half, I felt like the Chiefs just had their way with the officiating. And then all of a sudden it was just boom, oh shit, that's Tom Brady. Brady's supposed to be the one getting all the calls and his team. And it just completely switched. So I think it depends on who you're rooting for, is how you're going to feel about the officiating. So Nick, I saved you for last, bud. No disrespect, but it's more honors. Your thoughts on the cap for Jimmy Garoppolo? What do you think the max is that we could get for him? Because apparently the league's perception of him is different than what the 49ers fan base feels about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, I mean, these guys with their 13-3s and 14-2 picks, and but either way, I mean, it shows that there's still somewhat trade value for him out there, and it goes back to what I was kind of saying. How much do you value him? And that's what it really goes back to, because you're at that point where you can either A, stick with him, you know that he can win you football games here when healthy, or B, you can trade him, and I think I'm going to go with Tony here. It kind of depends on who it goes to. It's the right suitor. The right suitor is what's going to tell you what Jimmy Garoppolo is worth. If it's the Patriots, I don't even think they have a third this year. So it's going to have to be a fourth and a second, a fourth or a second, right? But if it's somebody else that really wants them, and you get a guy like the Patriots involved in it as well, then you can start to work the numbers a little bit and get probably a little more than what you're worth. I'll be happy as hell if we can get a second back, because that's what we do.
If the value for Jimmy Garoppolo is a third, and what you're saying is true that the Patriots don't have one, they can't lowball us and give us a fourth.
Right.
So they're going to have to bump it up to a second or a future second to equal that third. So there's some value there. That's good, man. That's good pick.
Yeah, they forfeited their third round, right?
Yeah, I believe they forfeited their third.
No, I don't know if they forfeited. Didn't they lose a pick? Something happened in that organization. They were like penalized a pick or two. Something happened in that organization where they were like fined a pick. I can't remember what it was, but
I also wanted to bring this up earlier, but did you guys listen to the Chris Collinsworth pod with Sherman and Trent Williams?
No, I don't listen to Chris Collinsworth. No.
Well, anyway, so Sherman and Trent were on there, and Sherman at the end predicted Trent Williams' return to the 49ers, and Trent Williams' response was, "That's not a bad take, fellas. Y'all are barking up the right tree."
Giving us some hope, huh?
You don't know what's going. We all talked about, are the Niners even talking with him? that response there is not like a Jerick McKinnon response. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's well, I'm just saying that's still saying that there's still hope of Trent Williams coming back.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we'll see what happens, man. And guys, like I said, we're going to be back in about half an hour. Make sure you guys are here and locked in. Again, the next show is for you guys. Type your questions. We will answer them. Don't hit send until midnight. Wait till the show starts. Don't jump in the chat right now and start typing them. We're going to start the questions at midnight exactly on the East Coast. So 9 p.m. for you West Coast guys. Arizona, I believe it's 10 p.m. I don't think Arizona has a daylight savings, so I'm always off by an hour or two over there. But make sure you guys are ready. Do it live, East Coast heads, my people. Make sure you wait for exactly midnight. I'm going to end this show. I'm going outside. I'm going to light a cigar, and I'm going to smoke that mother for the rest of the night. And then I'm going to go to bed with my wife telling me that my breath stinks. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So that's going to do it for us tonight. We're going to get up out of here. I'm going to go first. Tony's going to go next. Then Brian and Nick is going to end it with the fire ending that we always do. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
Remain faithful. We out of here.